And good morning. My name is Jay Clifton Payne, and I like M&M with nuts. And this is things you might not have heard for Wednesday, January 26th, 2022. So these are things you might not have heard that have happened in the last 24 to 30 hours. It kind of splits between Monday-ish to early Wednesday-ish. We here at the Conversation Project take you do the work. We take your input from our social media feeds where you tell us which stories are the most conversational. We don't go down a rundown from anything other than what you do. We pull stories from across the net, across different sources, and post one new every 50 minutes or so into the feeds. And you tell us by your reactions to them how good, how great, how awesome they are, or how not so good, how great, how not so awesome they are, yet you want to talk about them. That way we get things that are the most conversational, not necessarily the most important. As I like to say, we are not your main source of news. We are your secondary, maybe tertiary source of news, but we don't mind as long as we get a little bit of love and attention every so often. We know you have to go home, but we like to get just a little love every so often. With that knowledge, we take the top 15 stories of the day of the grouping. About 30 to 32 stories are posted within a day, and then we give you 5 of those great stories to chat about, go around your day. So these are things today, some things that are really pretty big things actually, but they need some context, need a little bit of extra explanation because they mean more than just the headlines. And you guys prove that by what you chose. So the 5 stories curated for the day begin with this one. Oh, by the way, if you want to keep things going on with here at the Conversation Project and other more better media sources, go to this website, which you'll see in mere moments as I click the button again. And that's going to be buymeacoffee.com/JClevelandPayne. That's one of the ways you can keep things going here at the home base, whatever. My coffee mug, which would be here, is not. It's in the kitchen. I've got to go ahead and pour it. So we make it a little dry. I have a bottle of water as a backup to get through this. So keep me hydrated with water today, not so much coffee. And as we say often here, we took out a lot of the stories, but we added more commercials because we like talking, I guess. Story number 1 for this morning. The big story is this one, and it's a funny one. And it turned out to be a funny one. Laura Ingraham responds to Kate McKinnon's impression on SNL. Mediaite.com is the source of this one. And the cold open for SNL this last weekend had Kate McKinnon doing her version of the Laura Ingraham angle, the Ingram angle, as it is. I'm not sure. She's done it before because I've seen it a couple times, but this is probably the first time she's actually said anything audible about it. Very famous people who've responded to this are the cast of Morning Joe when Joe and Mika, started dating. I think it was right before they got married, and they spoofed the fact that they were kind of like snooching on film, and everyone was freaking out. Various presidents always talk about what's going on, including the last president who wasn't so happy about how his portrayal was. Laura Ingraham took it in stride, took it in step, and also took it a step further by opening the show with her impression of her Kate McKinnon doing her impression of Laura Ingraham. It was pretty meta. It's like if you wake up one day and you see Denzel Washington one day decides he wants to do an impression of Jay Farrow doing an impression of him. That's the kind of thing this was. This was awesome. This was great. If you're not a fan of Laura Ingraham, she kind of took this one like a trooper. So check it out on the YouTubes. It is out there as well. Our second story we're going to talk about today. Lesbian sues U.S. Army and Air Force over boss's demand she grow her hair and wear makeup. TheDailyBeast.com is the source of this one. And this is one that we teased yesterday. This is one I said was sacrificed because of Joe Biden, dropping the stupid SOB hot mic incident. It was early enough in the day posted on yesterday that it stuck around for the entire day, so we got a chance to bring it back again. This is a story of a person who has rights, and her rights, she believes, are not being taken very fairly. She is a female. She is a officer in the reserves, or a member of the reserves, and she is a lesbian. But she has a very short haircut. She doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't wear earrings. Can't do that anyway. And she kind of looks like a dude because she doesn't have the look of a woman. And her boss is like, you gotta grill it up a little bit. She is suing. Follow this along. We'll see how long this is going to go. So we got 2 days out of this one. So we got this one through. Well, there'll be less begging for stories in this feature. I'm sorry. There'll be less begging for stories because we're running out of time because we need to get more time in for advertisements because I like coffee I like doing this stuff, talking to the microphones, and I like a good night's sleep, which is why a few years back we got a Bear mattress, my wife and myself. Over the past 20 years or so, we've been married about 20 years. We've had went through a couple mattresses. No jokes on that one. But the whole process of going through mattresses is because of various things. We have different schedules. I get up very early. I come in very late, so she doesn't want me bothering in bed. She wants something that's extremely comfortable, and because we have those different things, we tried all the things. The one that pumps air into them, the ones that have pillows floating around, the ones that feel like sheep crawling on your back. And what we finally came to a mattress recently, like in the past few years, that actually works for us is the Bear mattress. And the biggest thing about that, the part that I loved the best, was I didn't have to go slumping around any mattress stores to deal with it. Bear mattress will send you a mattress, send you a box that looks like a good sized box. And then you open it up and it turns into a mattress like magic. They'll give you 365 days to try it out. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. They'll also offer up things like pillows and sheets and pillowcases, things to go along with your sleep. So start getting a better night's sleep right now by going to thisisaconversationproject.com/better bear mattress. Thisisconversation.com. Did it again. Thisisconversationproject.com/bear mattress, and check out their mattresses today. We get a bit of a kickback from this from affiliates. So for bringing you into the store, we get a little back, but you don't have to go walking through the store. It's just an online experience from Bear Mattress. Our next story we're talking about, this one is big, big, big. Baseball Hall of Fame voting is done. Big Papi is in. Ain't nobody else. David Ortiz is the only person voted into the Hall of Fame for this class, the only guy. And it's sort of fitting because he is a larger-than-life person, so he's going to go in all by himself because he's so big. Who did make it? Who of note did not make it? Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. And I believe this is their last chance on the national on the natural ballot. The legends have to vote them in or give them a chance to go further. But Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens have their issues, and their issues are basically performance-enhancing drugs. People are very aware of their talents. People are very aware of what they've done for the game of baseball. People are very aware of their records. They're also very aware of their time as being people who represented a good chunk of drug culture for a while in Major League Baseball. See, Major League Baseball, maybe all of baseball. Baseball is a specific type of sport with its own sort of animal with things going on. When the rules and regulations and things that people love in baseball. So because of that, those two guys still not in. We'll see if the legends bring them in or some else bring them in. But right now, only person walking in with a yellow jacket this year to Cooperstown is Big Papi David Ortiz. Neil Young is reportedly telling the world of Spotify and the world of us in general that he wants his music pulled from that service over Joe Rogan's vaccine misinformation. Now, this we pulled from NBCnews.com, but this was something that's popped all over the place. And this is an interesting take on what's going on. Musicians don't make a lot of money off of the streaming service anyway. At least most don't. People like Neil Young may make a big chunk of money, but it's the easiest way to get music into the hands of people these days. But the numbers aren't all that great. So whether this is an actual musical sacrifice for him, it will be a musical sacrifice for Spotify for people who are just looking to grab some Neil Young records or albums or they're not even records anymore, but just play some tunes in the background. What's going on? What's going to happen with this? Well, the big deal is a lot of people aren't so happy with Joe Rogan and all his weird COVID-19 talk. And so Neil Young's the first person to go up against Spotify directly in saying, oh, yeah, well, you know what? If you're going to have that guy talking, it's him or me. In most cases, it'll be him because Joe Rogan's bringing in a lot of money and a lot of subscribers to the service. Other people are not on Spotify famously. I found out when I wanted to hear the magic number after watching Spider-Man No Way Home, that the song on the closing credits for the movie by De La Soul. They ain't on Spotify. They ain't no place online. It's hard to find some people because they cherish the rights to their music and they cherish getting paid the right amount for the music. Neil Young may lose some money or may not lose much money. Who knows? But we'll see whether this happens, who blinks, whether Neil Young just sort of gives it up, whether Joe Rogan gets dropped off Spotify. Spoiler alert, that ain't gonna happen. And whether this thing will get resolved and whether we will care about this 2 years from now. Coronavirus, probably so, because we're going to be with it for forever, we believe. Also, what's going to be with us forever? Poor eyesight, because we're going to need glasses forever until we all get our optical implants and we get fake AR eyeballs. We're going to need glasses. We all going to need glasses here or there, and Zeni Optical is the place to get them. Go to thisistheconversationproject.com/Zeni and get a great deal from Zeni Optical, because all they offer are great deals. They have lenses that start as low as $9.95 and go as fancy and expensive as you want to go. And they have all the great tools, the lenses that change colors, the lenses that go dark and light, the lenses that block the blue light, and the lenses that are perfectly fashionable for less. So look good, but don't spend a lot. Take care of yourself and take care of us with this affiliate link at Zeni Optical. This is theconversationproject.com/Zeni is your way there. Like I said, this is an affiliate link, so we get a little kickback on this buy. So check them out. And the final story we're going to talk about here, we're going to leave with the thoughts and prayers, because that's what we do around here, I guess. The New York police, the NYPD officer who was the partner to the one shot this weekend and died in the shooting in Harlem, has succumbed to his wounds. So right now, at this point, we have the shooter who was killed by a third officer, the original officer who died at the scene, the 22-year-old rookie that everyone is talking about. His funeral was yesterday or today. And they're expecting double the amount of police officers from around the nation to come and salute him as he makes his way on his final round. And the officer that was with him as his partner has also succumbed to his injuries. They'll have more to come out of that one. So look for more on that one. Fox News is our source for this story particularly. But later in the day, we heard the news of the passing of the other officer. The bigger story on this one is crime. Crime is apparently a big thing right now. And the weird thing is homicides. A lot of times it's not so much other crimes, but the homicides in most cases are outpacing the other crimes. Even in places where crime is essentially down, homicides are basically up. And as at this point, it's only January. It's not even the end of June, not even February yet. We're still 5 days left in this month. So many people are attacking it. Eric Adams, the new mayor of New York, is doing some things to try to tackle guns specifically and crime itself. We'll see if these things work out well. We always hope for the best, but we live in a world where things don't always work out according to plan. So we tease a story that's been posted or about to be posted as we're doing this, and to see whether this will show up tomorrow. The story we're going to tease right now is this one right here. It is a interesting one, and it may be one that may be mean more to me because of the black stuff I tend to post. But here's a headline from People Magazine, people.com specifically, who says, John Leguizamo admits to staying out of the sun to remain light-skinned for roles. So there's a bigger story here about, as it says, they're Afro-Latinos, people, darker skinned Latinos in movies, and why they're not getting the roles. There's a lot of talk about that in The Heights that came out about a year ago or so. But the also issue is colorism in general. Apparently is not just not just a thing that's just done in my community. There are darker skinned and Afro-Latino folks who have issues with being dark skinned Spanish speaking people in stories. There's actually a story that I didn't post that I saw somewhere in my sifting that goes along with this. Brenda Song, the actress known for doing a lot of Disney stuff early on, who's still doing a lot of stuff and still pretty popular, says she got basically blacklisted, no pun intended, from the Crazy Rich Asians because she wasn't Asian enough. She was seen as more Americanized than as an Asian person, so she can be in the mega Asian movie. She was reading for one of the main roles, and obviously didn't get it. Constance Wu got that role as well. So this is something that is a little bit whispered in my community for my skin tone and my folks. It's a bigger deal than I thought was seeing something like this, and it's a big deal that may mean something to you. If it does, then you just chat about it and respond to the messages, and we will chat about it. And how does that happen? Well, here's the ways you can basically work around with us. Go to thisistheconversationproject.com and check out what's behind the scenes at the website at the project. We're behind in getting these things up. I got a full-time job, and trust me, coronavirus is kicking our butts getting things done. So the side gig needs some side gigging. You want to help me side gig and make this maybe the main gig? Go to buymeacoffee.com/Payne. You buy me enough coffees, enough donations, and then I can, kick the other one and do more of this stuff. Maybe you want me doing less of this stuff. Buy me coffees and I'll do just the same amount. It'll keep me going because I'm going to do it regardless. And you can be a part of all the fun and action by going to facebook.com/thisistheconversation, or you can go to twitter.com/th_conversation and follow us on those feeds, the Facebook page and the Twitter feed. Every 50 minutes, we post a brand new news story so that you can consume it. We want you to check it out as you're checking your daily stuff. And if you like it, like it. If you love it, love it. If you hate it, hate it. If you engage with it, you comment, do all that stuff, share it with other folks. The more engagement the stories get, the higher the scores they get into the day. As I say, we pull about 30 hours worth of actual time. And so we take the top 15 stories of that batch. It's usually 30 to 32, 33 stories. And we go through those 15 and I pick out the ones that seem to flow best in a storyline. We're trying to go back to producing something more akin to the 18th to talk about which are the true top 8 things without any commentary from me other than what the story is, any influence from me moving things around. But right now, this thing is the easiest, fastest thing to produce, and hopefully it's working for you. We're loving the feedback we're getting so far. Most of it good, some of it not so nice, but even the not so nice stuff means we can work on stuff. And with that, we will end up the wrap up the end up and get us out of here. This has been 8 things. It has not been 8 things. This has been things you might not have heard. It's only been a few weeks, folks. We're trying to get it done, and it's still early. Wednesday, January 26, 2022 is the date. We'll see what we're going to chat about for tomorrow based on what you tell us. So check out our feeds, see what's going on, and the stories that you say are the best are the stories we'll choose from. Like we say, we know that Rachel is your girl, but we like to think that we're kind of there as well as a news source. Not your main source, but we're there in the shadows, winking at you from across the room, knowing what you really think about us. Thank you so much, and we're out. We'll do it again tomorrow.